My sister's husband ended his life with a gun. Oops, I shouldn't have said that, should I? With a gun last night. I'm chanting metta for my sister and dedication merit to her husband. Is there anything else I can do? Sister's husband ended his life with a gun last night. So that's obviously bad news. Sometimes I feel a bit guilty when I tell a joke and then this happens afterwards. But what you can do is, first of all, why he ended his life. Sometimes no one can know. A person commits suicide and no one really knows the reasons for it. Only the person who committed suicide knows those reasons. But one thing I can say as a monk, just because they ended their life in a violent way like that, it doesn't mean they can't get good rebirths. I know that this happened some years ago. During the Rains retreat a few years ago, I got the call that one of the Sri Lankan families here, they woke up in the morning and they found their 17-year-old son hanging on the end of a rope on the veranda. He committed suicide that night. Imagine how hard that is. It's almost impossible to imagine. But then another monk they know said, oh, that's bad karma. Your son will go straight to hell by committing suicide. Oh my goodness. I thought, I don't know who that monk is, but that monk doesn't know what he's talking about. So they came to see me. And his brother, who was younger than him, wasn't speaking at all. He was still in real deep shock. And the father and mother were really shocked. And that was just like adding salt into the wound and turning the knife. Your son, which they loved, are dealing with the shock that he committed suicide. And some silly monk said he's going to go to hell now. And so I had to convince him otherwise. I asked him about your son. Was he a good kid? Yeah, he was a wonderful kid. He never argued with his parents. He was doing well at school, had a girlfriend. Everything was going well in his life. There's no signs there was any distress. And being 17-year-old, in a couple of months' time, he would do his university entrance exams. But he wasn't stressed out about that. He was doing well. But I used that information. I just asked the father, how many exams do you do? Or how many subjects do you do for university entrance? He said maybe five subjects. How many exams in each subject? Maybe 2 papers in each subject. That's 10 exams he'd had to sit. How many questions in each paper average? Maybe 8 in each paper. We just use that as an approximation. So there's 80 questions he would have to answer to get into university. What would happen if the first 79 questions of those 5 subjects, 10 papers, what would happen if the first 79 questions were perfectly answered and the last question he messed up and stuffed up big time? You've only got 79 out of 80. Would he gain entrance to university? Pretty good score, isn't it? 79 out of 80. That's now almost 98 point something %. Yeah, of course you get entrance to university. So your son, he answered so many questions in his 17 years of life perfectly. And you think just one mistake at the end of his life is going to send him to hell? And everything else he did doesn't count at all? Say, no way. You're not measured by the last thing you do in your life. You're measured by the whole of your life. By all the questions you answered correctly. And that was an explanation they could understand and they could accept. It was reasonable, logical. When I said that the brother started talking again. He wasn't so afraid, it worked. So he never encouraged suicide, obviously, but that was the case. It was overemphasized. You never judge a person by one act. They did. And they did thousands, millions of other acts. So that's one thing you can do to your sister's husband. If ever she thinks, oh, he's going to go to hell for that, no way. It's just you don't judge him by that act, you judge him by all the other wonderful things he did in his life. And we can do chanting for the husband. I don't know why he did that, but sometimes that when people judge themselves or judge their life, they feel failures, they feel ashamed, they've got no one to talk to, and they feel they've let other people down. You don't let other people down. When you make a mistake, you're ruined or whatever it is, you can get up and do it again. Look at me. I was ruined when I was 23. I lost all my money. I gave it away to become a monk. I lost my girlfriend, the one girl I loved in life, when I was 19, I think. I was so happy. I can now become a monk. So you can always see the good side in whatever happens to you. So thank you all for listening, and I hope it worked out okay for you. And if you don't mind, that for the husband of your sister, I'm going to do a little chant for them, if I might. They shot themselves. Yata wariwaha pura pariparenti sagarang ewa mewa etodinang petanang upakapati ichitang patitang tumhang kipamewa samichatu sabe parentu sankapa chando panalazo yata manijodirazo yata. That's for the person who passed away. So may our merits go to them, and may they everything work out peacefully in their relations' lives, and may it be an example for us to care for each other. These things happen, you can't stop it now, it's happened, to let it go and make peace, and be kind and be gentle. Thank you.